Hey, what's up? My name is MMTJ here, and today I'm here to bring you my own personal series that I'm calling Road Rage. And this is basically gonna be a series, going back to review races and past racing games that have made me want to go ahead and rip my own hair out, break the disc, or just throw my controller at the TV. And what better way to start this series off than with the race and the 2010 Need for Speed Hot Pursuit series, King of the Road. Now, for anybody that's played this duel, you know that this duel is the hardest duel in the entirety of this game. It is so fucking unbalanced. It is crazy. And this duel highlights the main problem with this game. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is not a bad game, but what really sets it back is the fucking rubber band AI. And this is the worst. This duel has to have the worst example of rubber band AI in the game because, you can you just can't get that far from the CPU in this race. They will either go ahead, allow you to trail them for a while, and then all of a sudden they'll just fucking blast away on you. It's crazy. Now, in that situation right there, when the Bugatti Veyron just crashed, I want you to pay attention to how quickly he catches up after that crash. That's why this duel is so fucking frustrating, because even when you get a considerable lead, when the AI fucks up, they will always come back and just fucking blast past you just like it's nothing at a ridiculous amount of speed. An amount of speed that's far-fetched for even video game logic to comprehend. Now, I can count how many times I've won this duel on one hand. In preparing this video, I went through 9 takes just to get a decent video to do this. I went through 9 takes. I won this race a total of 3 times since I've had this game. I've had this game for a long time, and I've only won this 3 times, and that's sad because this duel is just seriously fucked. Now, you see that I'm racing with the Koenigsegg here. Now, I've never won this duel with the Koenigsegg CCXR because I think it's a fast car in its own right. It's definitely not a slow car, but the Bugatti just has higher acceleration and top speed, whereas the Koenigsegg, it's more poised, even though I'm kind of racing bad with it here in this part. And by the way, this is going to be a 2-part series. The second part I'm going to be commentating from the Bugatti side, but with the Koenigsegg, it's more of a stable car. It has more poise in the turns, and you could drift with it better. You don't get that sense of it's going away from you when you do a turn. It's more poised. Like I said, whereas the Bugatti, it has like higher top speed and acceleration. Now, it has handling. The Bugatti has handling, but is not as grounded as the Koenigsegg. Now, in this race, I'm able to keep up with the Bugatti for a good bit of this race because I did give this Bugatti a really, really, really tough fight because I was really trying to go ahead and stand first. Now, as you can see, the Bugatti is basically being a cheap ass and nudging me. Now, what I do think the Bugatti has over the CCXR as well, I think it's more heavier. So when it punches me like you saw right there, it actually can go ahead and make me lose my center of gravity and make me, move out of the way a little bit. So, with that being said, this, and that's another thing, trying to win this race, to try to make up for the Koenigsegg lack of top speed and acceleration against the Bugatti, I always try to draft him in order to go ahead and keep that wind resistance down so that I can actually gradually keep up with him. But in doing that, especially because of how misty this road is, if I stay behind him, then my vision is absolutely blurred. It's like staying behind him will help me, but it's a big risk as well because I'm seeing nothing but mist, and if traffic is coming up, then I won't see it. I will not see it coming, and it will always go ahead and just come out of nowhere and fucking ruin my race. And that's another thing I want to talk about as far as this race is concerned, and that's a common complaint for this game I have in general, is sometimes traffic just comes out of nowhere, where you go ahead and you try to go ahead and do a really good drift, and all of a sudden around that corner there's some random car that just fucks up your drift. And that's something that's really frustrating, and that's something I've really encountered in this race. So like I said, I don't win this race in the CCXR. I mainly wanted to experiment to see if I could at least keep up with him. You know, I tried to win, but it didn't work. So right now we're nearing the end of the race. Of course, you see I didn't win, but hey, it is what it is. That's why this race is just so fucking frustrating that you have no idea. But for people who out there who have played this race, you do get the idea, because it's that bad, the worst duel in the game. So with that being said, I will go ahead and end the video here, and I will go ahead and catch up with you guys in part 2 of my road rage review when I take the race on from the Bugatti Veyron side.